what's up guys, it's Bridget. Welcome back to my channel. Today is the day. Today, I am finally going to tell you guys how I make my setting spray. Now, I have been putting this video off for months and months and months. I've been making my own setting spray for over a year now. And for like the last 6-7 months, I finally nailed down the perfect formula. I have been selling it on my Poshmark. I sell full-size bottles on my Poshmark, which I'll leave it linked down below for you. And I also exclusively use my own setting spray in my daily life. As a makeup YouTuber, I only use this setting spray. So, let's get started and talk about it. Alright guys, before we get started, I put a bit every day, so when you subscribe, I'd appreciate it so much. Thank you so much for all the love lately, and I really appreciate it. So, let's get started. This is my setting spray that I use every day. This one's almost empty. I go through it quite a lot because I set my face twice every day at least. I set it after I do my foundation and powder, and then I set it again once the face is complete. So I go through a lot of setting spray, and it is a lot easier for me just to make my own, and also I really enjoy just crafting it and making it. So let's get a couple of things straight about setting sprays. One, if you want to make your makeup last all day, you need to wear one. I mean, it just locks in everything. Some of them can be a little bit kind of dry to the skin. Some of them have some oils in it that will make your face kind of like, so you do want to make sure that you are using a setting spray if you're going for a long period of time wearing makeup. That just makes a huge difference. It's easy, you just like done. Some people coat their face in setting spray and it's actually not necessary. Usually about 3 sprays or 2 like half sprays, depending on your spray bottle, is good enough. You don't need to coat and soak your entire face like you see a lot of YouTubers doing. So let's get started with the first thing. One, never use setting spray that has alcohol in it. I don't even think they make setting sprays with alcohol in it, but I always get this question when I'm talking about making my setting spray or someone asks me before they buy it, does it have alcohol in it? Absolutely not. Do not use anything that has alcohol in it on your face. It'll dry out your skin for one. It might get in your eyes, and that would be a terrible, terrible time. So do not use anything with alcohol in it. If someone tells you their setting spray has alcohol in it, it's probably not legitimate. That just sounds sketchy to me. 2, it has no parabens in it. Parabens are just really nasty things that shouldn't be in there. Most setting sprays are not 100% organic. Mine is, and of course there are a million different variations you can make with your own, so I'm going to give you what I use, and I'm also going to tell you some alternatives I see a lot of other people using, but this is just the combination of things that worked well for me. So first thing is distilled water. This is just a jug of distilled water. I don't use purified, I don't use bottled water, I do not use sink water because you never know what's in it. Distilled water is 100% pure, it's clean, it's safe. It's safe. So distilled water. Buying it in a big container is good too when you're making a lot of it. Number 2, what I find works the best for setting sprays. It is in a lot of other things that make your makeup last a really long time, and this is glycerin. Now there is a type of glycerin that comes from animals. This is 100% palm-derived vegetable glycerin. It is food grade. It is completely safe, 100% natural. I got it from Amazon and I will leave it linked down below. I've had this bottle forever. I need to get another one. Yeah, but it's 100% palm derived. It's organic, and it just looks like it's clear in here, but it's just like a goop. It's like a gel type of. It's like a thick gel. It's an oil. I don't know. It's just like an oil. It's a really thick oil, and it makes your makeup last a lot longer. You want to use mostly water. Before you put this in, I would put like maybe half, and then maybe half glycerin too. It depends on your size of your bottle, honestly, because when I was using small bottles like these, it was a completely different proportion than when I jumped to the bigger bottles. So the next ingredient that I suggest, it has to be in good portions though. Do take this very lightly. When you're doing this, make sure you have enough to make at least 3 bottles. Your first 2 you might mess up, and that's what I did when I first started using frankincense oil. This is a Plant Guru frankincense oil. I'll also leave a link down below. It is 100% pure Boswellia serrata. I did a lot of research on different oils and things to put in the setting spray, and this is one that I found gave it a nice scent in very, very small increments, and also kind of balanced out other ingredients that I had in the setting spray. So very small amount of frankincense oil. They have these little things on here. It's like a tiny little dropper, but even when you open the container you can smell it. It is a fragrance oil. But it's 100% natural, 100% safe, and it really goes well with the next ingredient, which is witch hazel. This is witch hazel. It is 100% natural, cleanse and soothe topical skincare blend. I wanted to use witch hazel with the frankincense oil. Frankincense oil can make some people's skin a little bit hot, and this kind of cleanses it and makes you feel more soothed. So they really balance each other out and work out perfectly. Witch hazel is one of those ingredients that are used a lot for medical purposes. It's very soothing, it's very good for your skin, very good for small minor injuries. So the little bit of warmth your skin might get from frankincense oil is balanced out with the witch hazel. It's very good. It's very good, and I like the two together in very small increments. I'm not the biggest fan in the world of the frankincense oil, but I feel like it gives your setting spray just a little bit of a spark at the end, and I really like it. Sometimes I would skip it in a batch and I would feel like I'm missing it, but then the next batch I would put too much in and it became like a scent show. So let's start off with the last ingredient that I put in my setting spray before we talk over some optional things that a lot of other people use, because I've never seen anybody use 2 of these ingredients in their setting sprays before. Okay, so I think I'm the only one who uses frankincense. I don't know. This here is a Sun Essentials oil and tea tree oil. It's 100% pure tea tree oil, and it is my least favorite thing in my setting spray concoction, but it's necessary. My reasoning for thinking this is my least favorite thing in the setting spray is because it's very hard to work with. I find myself when I'm working with tea tree oil, it wants to make a mess. Like, it is so wet and so oily that it's hard to clean up if you make a mess with it. Make sure you have a sanitized, safe, clean workspace when you're doing this, because it is going on your face. Make sure before you handle anything, you wash your hands. Make sure I usually use like a Clorox spray on the table to really clean off the area before I use anything that has my face involved or anybody else's face involved. But yeah, tea tree oil is very good too. It gives a little bit more moisture to the skin instead of just drying it out, which some people said could happen with witch hazel. It doesn't dry my skin out, but I want to balance it out, so I use those 3 essential oils. And then a lot of other people use rose water. Rose water is a very popular solution for setting sprays, and I find that it's cool. It's not really the scent that I like. I like a natural kind of fragrance smell. So rose is a natural fragrance, but it's not for me. I don't know. The next thing is a lot of people use 100% pure aloe vera gel. Now this is in a lot of setting sprays. Aloe vera gel is, everyone knows, it's for like if you have sunburn, it'll cool your skin down, to kind of calm it down. It's very good for that. I don't find it's as efficient as glycerin for making your makeup last a lot longer. I've tried it. It's easy to work with, very easy to put in your setting spray, but I do just find that glycerin, especially palm dried 100% pure glycerin, which is organic and safe and everything, is just a lot easier on the skin than aloe vera. I just feel like it doesn't want to mix in the bottle with the setting spray, and I don't know, I just like glycerin. I think it's better. So the next thing I want to do is give you tips on how to make it. So I'm not going to tell you my proportions because I did work for a year to get mine perfect. So I took a lot of time in getting my proportions right. You can play with around yourself to get your proportions. But one tip that I have is putting things in little bottles like this, like little condiment bottles. I find that if I put, this is just water, but sometimes I'll put glycerin in here. I'll take a funnel in a whole bottle of glycerin, and then when I am squirting in the glycerin to the bottles, it makes it a lot easier. It's way less messy than trying to funnel in from a big bottle. You can just kind of squirt directly into here, and as glycerin goes into the bottle, it separates, so you'll see the glycerin sitting on top of the water or whatever oils you have in here. And make sure, if you are making your own setting spray, there's one thing that will ruin your makeup if you don't do it. You must shake your setting spray. This is with any setting spray, not just ones you make at home or ones I give you or something. It is for every setting spray. Make sure you shake it up, because everything separates. If there is a glycerin or an aloe vera amount in the setting spray, it will separate. All of the oils will separate from the water. You make sure you shake it. I usually just go and spray my face. You see other beauty gurus and stuff doing this, and it's just really important to shake it up because everything does separate. You can see like certain oils on the bottle kind of separate differently than the water, and also you can see slightly when one hasn't been shaken up, you can see it's like you can see the glycerin and stuff floating in there away from the water. It's very difficult to mess up a setting spray if you put water to glycerin ratio really well. Make sure you don't put too much glycerin though, because it will be sticky. But overall, it's really what you want to add in there. Some people add peppermint oil. I don't find that to be my favorite thing in the world. A lot of people use the aloe vera or rose hemp. Rose hemp, is that what it's called? I think so. Rose water, rose hemp. Some people will take rose petals and actually get stuff out of them and put it in their setting spray. There's a lot of videos online. I did a lot of research on this topic when I was trying to make my own, and I'm very proud of what I came out with. I use it every day. This is probably my 6th, 7th bottle of setting spray, and it's so much cheaper because I could just buy a big thing of this and make it last forever rather than buying a all-nighter setting spray by Urban Decay. Now, I do have an all-nighter Urban Decay setting spray because it's great for traveling. I have just giant bottles of my own, but on a daily basis, I just use my own setting spray. Anyways, I hope this helped you guys. I have been ignoring these comments for months, but we did hit 60,000 subscribers within the amount of time that I asked you guys if you wanted to see the setting spray thing finally. And I really appreciate it. Thank you guys so much for watching today's video. Please let me know if you make your own setting spray and if it works for you, what do you think of it. I'll leave all the ingredients linked down below for you, as well as some other options and articles that I find online for you to check out. And I will see you in the next video. Bye.